बाद में अभी सूट भी ले लेंगे कैमरा से। हाँ, आजा मैं कर्टन्स
Before we begin with the conclave, I request you all to keep your phones on silent mode. Good morning to one and all present here. Innovation thrives where bold minds meet purpose and vision. With this, we would like to extend a warm welcome to you all for this year's Marketing Conclave, a platform where forward-thinking minds unite to redefine the future of our ever-evolving industry. This year's conclave aims to ignite curiosity and innovation, encouraging participants to move beyond conventional boundaries and reimagine marketing as a space of endless possibilities and sustainable growth.
Through meaningful conversations, expert opinions, and interactive sessions, the conclave seeks to provide participants with the tools and perspective to succeed in the dynamic and constantly transforming realm of marketing. Let us now move forward with the Marketing Conclave of the academic year 2025-26. I, Dhwanisha,
And I, Purva Gharat,
extend a warm welcome to our respected dignitaries, faculty members, industry professionals, alumni, and student participants from varied institutes across Mumbai. At Thakur Global Business School, our values act as the compass that guide us toward meaningful success. We cultivate integrity, focus, and gratitude among our students, nurturing them into confident, responsible, and forward-thinking leaders. With a strong focus on holistic development, TGBS blends academic excellence with real-world learning, ensuring our students are not only career-ready but also socially conscious individuals who add value to the world around them. Here's a glimpse into the heart of TGBS, where learning meets unforgettable moments.
Upholding this vision, TGBS proudly presents this year's Marketing Conclave theme, Building Bold, Sustainable and Tech-Enabled Strategies for the Evolving Market Ecosystem. This initiative reflects our commitment to preparing future leaders who can think boldly, act sustainably, and leverage technology to drive progress in a constantly changing business landscape. Before we all proceed ahead, let us all now have a glimpse of what goes on behind the scenes.
We are sure you all have enjoyed the video. This year, let's dive into the future of marketing as we unravel the untold possibilities and innovations that lie ahead. Join us on a journey of exploration where we decode the upcoming trends shaping the landscape of the marketing realm. And now, with immense pride, we present to you this year's Marketing Conclave theme, Building Bold, Sustainable and Tech-Enabled Strategies for the Evolving Market Ecosystem. We request you to bear with us for a couple of minutes as we make seating arrangements for the dignitaries.
After her line, you are starting, na? So you be here only, okay? Then Dhwani will join you.
They'll take time to come on the stage. तो मैं पीछे मूव हो जाऊंगी तब तक ध्वनि आ जाएगी.
सुना ये जब ये आगे जाके ना तो धीरे से ऐसे शिफ्ट हो जाना. हाँ फिर वो लोग ऊपर आते क्या मैं बोल रही हूँ तो धीरे से ऐसे शिफ्ट हो जाना. आप फेलिसिटी यहाँ से आ गए ना जिस तरह से होंगे क्या
उनको सिर्फ इतना बता देना कि he has to felicitate back to back. तो मैंने मैसेज किया, पढ़ा नहीं है, तो जैसे हो जाएगा थोड़ा साइड में आ जाएंगे फिर
I now request our dignitaries and Director Ma'am to kindly grace the stage with your presence.
The theme, Building Bold, Sustainable and Tech-Enabled Strategies for the Evolving Market Ecosystem, reflects a progressive and resilient approach to modern marketing. It emphasizes the need to move beyond conventional practices and embrace bold decision-making, sustainability, and technological integration. This theme urges participants to rethink traditional boundaries and craft strategies that are not only innovative but also responsible and future-ready. It's a call to action for marketers to align with shifting consumer expectations, environmental concerns, and digital transformation. It encourages a deep dive into emerging trends that are reshaping the marketing landscape, such as AI-driven personalization, green branding, and omni-channel engagement. By focusing on sustainability and tech enablement, the event highlights the importance of agility, creativity, and ethical foresight in strategy development. Attendees are inspired to explore new possibilities, challenge outdated norms, and build marketing ecosystems that thrive in complexity and change.
Today, with immense pleasure and anticipation, we gather to welcome a panel of trailblazers who have redefined the contours of modern marketing. These industry luminaries represent the bold, sustainable, and tech-enabled spirit that drives the evolving market ecosystem. From retail giants to global service leaders, strategic consultants to innovation-driven entrepreneurs, our speakers embody the very essence of marketing excellence. Each of them has navigated disruption, embraced transformation, and led with vision across domains such as brand strategy, corporate training, digital innovation, and strategic business development. Their insights will illuminate pathways to building resilient and forward-thinking strategies in a world where technology and sustainability are no longer optional but essential. Now, I would like to invite Director, Thakur Global Business School, Dr. Shuchi Gautam ma'am, to deliver the welcome address.
A very good morning, everyone. On behalf of entire team of Thakur Global Business School, I welcome all the dignitaries on the dais, our industry representatives, our guests from the Business Standard team, dear faculty members from various institutes, our own faculty members, valued participants who have come from different degree colleges and other MBA colleges from Mumbai, out of Mumbai, and my dear students. It gives me immense pleasure to have with us today Mr. Prabjot Khera, Business Director Operations Mirchi. Welcome, sir. Again, I welcome Mr. Sachin Paniskar, sir, CEO Business Standard, as a keynote speaker. Please welcome to the campus. Again, we are very glad to have with us Shilpa Vitankar, CMO Consumer Business Group, and she has traveled all the way from the Pune in the morning itself. Welcome to the campus. We have with us our speaker for the panel discussion, Mr. Vivek Shah. So we are very glad to have you. I also welcome Mr. Puneet Bhatnagar, sir, C&I trainer, Records, the Creative Commandos. Welcome, sir. And today, the show is on, for the panel discussion is on our moderator, Sweetie Nathwani, AVP Strategic Partnerships and Cash. Welcome, Sweetie, to the campus. Another speaker for the day, Mr. Mehul Raja, Director Gynoveda. He will join us shortly, so I will welcome him when he joins. Moving ahead, I congratulate entire marketing department, Professor Ritu Kashyap and the team, for choosing such a bold and dynamic theme for the Conclave, Marketing Kaleidoscope, Building Bold, Sustainable, and Tech-Enabled Strategies for Evolving Market Ecosystem. Very true that technology has revolutionized the entire ecosystem. It has not only impacted the business houses or the corporates or the consumer behavior. Even when we stand as education institute, our management curriculum has also changed a lot because of this tech. Even our teaching pedagogies, they have also entirely changed because of this tech-enabled things. And I feel happy also that as an educator, we have learned a lot because of this tech part, and we also have evolved with these changing strategies. Today, I will not take much time because first of all, I am from finance background, but I know that marketing is the core to anything. Whatever you do, if you can't market it, no business will flow in. But on this theme, I'm glad that we have today experts who are masters in their field with us, and I'm sure that next 4 hours are going to be very power-packed session, and where new fresh perspectives will come, lot of insights will emerge, and lot of strategies will be discussed. So with this, to the audience, I will request only one thing, that let's engage actively, participate that, because bringing such expertise on one dais rarely happens, and we are glad to have all these expertise today with us. So once again, I welcome you all to the Thakur Global Business School, and wish this conclave a very great success, and let this be a transformative experience for all of us. Thank you, welcome again.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving the conclave an electrifying start. Now, I would like to call upon Professor Gayatri Maghi, ma'am, to introduce our first keynote speaker.
Thank you, Dwani. We are delighted to introduce Mr. Prabjot Khera, a visionary leader and business strategist with over 18 years of diverse experience across media, telecom, technology, and startup ecosystem. Currently serving as the business director operations at Mirchi, he has been instrumental in driving profitable growth, leading high-performing teams, and creating award-winning integrated brand campaigns across digital, broadcast, and experiential platforms. During his remarkable 12-year journey with Mirchi, Mr. Khera has consistently generated record revenues, built innovative business models, and strengthened CXO-level client partnerships through his consultative and data-driven approach. His leadership has helped transform Mirchi's brand solutions and revenue strategy, contributing to its continued dominance in the media industry. An alumnus of IIM Kolkata, Mr. Khera blends strategic foresight with creative execution, making him not just a business leader, but also an inspiration for those passionate about innovation, marketing, and growth. And with this, I now request our Director, Dr. Shuchi Gautam ma'am, to please felicitate Mr. Khera. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I now request Professor Jonathan DeCosta, Assistant Professor Finance, to kindly grace the stage.
It is my privilege to introduce to you our second keynote speaker, Mr. Sachin Phansikar, an accomplished business leader with over 3 decades of diverse experience across industries such as media, FMCG, manufacturing, and technology. He currently serves as the Chief Operating Officer at Business Standard, where he has been a key driving force behind the company's strategic growth, operational excellence, and digital transformation for more than 17 years. Prior to joining Business Standard, Mr. Phansikar held leadership positions at PepsiCo India and Asian Paints, where he played a significant role in driving business expansion, managing large teams, and strengthening market presence through strategic innovation and execution. An engineer by qualification and a management professional from IIM Lucknow, Mr. Phansikar is known for his sharp business acumen, people-centric leadership, and ability to turn vision into execution. His journey stands as a testament to consistency, innovation, and excellence in every role he has undertaken. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Sachin Phansikar, a true leader who continues to inspire through his strategic foresight. I now request Dr. Shuchi Gautam ma'am to kindly felicitate sir. Thank you, ma'am.
I now take this opportunity to introduce to you our speaker, Ms. Shilpa Vitankar, CMO for Consumer Business Group at TCS. Ma'am is currently serving as the Global Head of Marketing for Retail, Travel, Transport, Hospitality, and CPG industry verticals at TCS. With over 16 years of rich experience across IT, marketing, and business strategy, Shilpa ma'am has led transformative initiatives in B2B marketing, change management, digital strategy, and analyst relations. In her current role, she drives the strategy and execution of TCS's external marketing across channels, builds leadership brands, and positions TCS IT as a growth and transformation partner. She has previously spearheaded marketing technology blueprints, automation solutions, and large-scale programs spanning multiple industries. Shilpa ma'am brings hands-on expertise in digital marketing, large deal solutioning, content strategy, and organizational change, making her a true leader at the intersection of technology and marketing. We are delighted to welcome her to the stage today. I now request Professor Rahul Mehta, sir, to felicitate Shilpa Vitankar, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Today, we are truly honored to welcome Mr. Vivek Shah, a dynamic marketing leader with over 18 years of experience across AdTech, EdTech, and digital growth strategy. He is currently the Vice President at GeoStar, leading AdTech strategy and revenue initiatives. Throughout his impressive career, he has held leadership roles at top organizations such as Lead School, Disney Plus Hotstar, Upgrad, and Media.net, where he has driven digital transformation, marketing automation, and business growth. He began his professional journey as an SAP consultant at Capgemini and has also contributed his expertise to reputed companies like Colgate-Palmolive, Cognizant, and eClerx. Along with his corporate accomplishments, he has been a visiting faculty for over a decade, teaching digital marketing across several prestigious institutes. Please join me in warmly welcoming Mr. Vivek Shah and inviting him on stage. I now request Professor Ritu Kashyap ma'am, HOD Marketing, to felicitate Mr. Vivek Shah. Thank you, ma'am.
Next, we have amongst us a distinguished guest, Mr. Puneet Bhatnagar, one of India's leading voices in creativity and innovation. Mr. Bhatnagar is the founder of Innovation Training India and the visionary behind Creacos, the Creative Commandos, where he has developed a unique training framework to help individuals and organizations unleash their creative potentials and solve business challenges through innovative thinking. With over 2 decades of professional experience, he has held senior leadership roles in the advertising and media industry, including serving as creative director at Bates Asia, Mumbai, and creative head at Star News, where he was a part of the core team that builds impactful brand narratives and communication strategies. His work goes far beyond traditional marketing. Over the years, he has trained thousands of professionals across industries, from CEOs and entrepreneurs to engineers, marketers, journalists, and artists, inspiring them to think differently and innovate fearlessly. Mr. Bhatnagar is also an accomplished author of the book Power Goals and an active speaker and panelist at top marketing and innovation forums. Through initiatives like Creativity Mission India, he continues to champion the role of creative thinking as a driver of growth and change. Today, we are honored to have him with us as a guest panelist at a marketing conclave. His insights on branding, innovation, and future of marketing promise to be truly inspiring. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Puneet Bhatnagar. I now request Professor Ritu Kashyap ma'am to felicitate Mr. Puneet Bhatnagar, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
We are delighted to extend a warm welcome to our moderator for today's session, Ms. Sweety Nathwani, a highly accomplished professional with over 2 decades of experience in strategic partnerships, business development, and financial services. She is currently the AVP and Head of Strategic Partnerships and Alliances at Encash, where she drives growth through impactful collaborations with leading industry partners. Prior to this, she held senior leadership roles at Happy, SL Finance, and Axis Bank, leading business expansion and alliance strategies. Her journey also includes valuable experience with reputed organizations such as Thomas Cook, CWT, 3i Infotech, and Acelia Group, where she showcased exceptional leadership and relationship management skills. With her rich industry experience and dynamic personality, we are privileged to have Ms. Sweety Nathwani as the moderator for our today's Marketing Conclave. I would now like to request Professor Gayatri Maggi Ma'am, Assistant Professor Marketing, to felicitate Ms. Sweety. Thank you, ma'am.
Now we all will be moving on to the next segment of the keynote address. With sheer delight, I request Mr. Prabjot Khera to kindly deliver the keynote address.
No problem. You all settled? Yeah. Shall I begin? Cool. Okay, good morning, everyone. Wow. My name is Prabjot. You'll have to bear with this photograph and the slide for next 10-15 minutes because I'm not going to bore you with any more presentations because I'm sure you would be going through a lot of presentations during your sessions. So no presentations here. I'll try to keep the session, the note very, very engaging so that you're also participative and I'm also learning something from you. First of all, before I begin, I would like to thank the entire institute, the management and the staff to invite me to this conclave. And secondly, it's a privilege to be a part of, a group standing in front of the future leaders of business and Indian startups here and delivering this keynote address to you. One thing more, I would like to thank everyone, because a lot of times the limelight is only on the forerunners, but not on the, the people who have actually done the background work. I have seen the background video, so all thanks to all the volunteers who have actually managed this show today. One round of applause for all of you. Okay, coming back to the topic today, in fact, the word is very, very bhari bharkam. Marketing kaleidoscope. This is called kaleidoscope. I hope, we all know what is kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope is basically an optical instrument wherein you have different mirrors, which are patterned into and joined together. When you see a lot of images, different patterns, beautiful, colors forming when you shift your focus. Yeah, so that's the instrument. And today, what we are doing is that we are actually talking about marketing with three bold steps, three key pillars, which is marketing into bold strategies, marketing through sustainability, and marketing through AI or technology. So when I talk about, I would like to talk about all these three pillars separately, because I would keep it very, very easy to understand, so there's no jargons that I'm using. Yeah, and in case if I am, please stop me and ask. Okay. Today, the marketing world is actually going through an entire paradigm shift. When I talk about marketing, this is not only media. I'm talking about the entire strategies that we build around a brand, that we build around any strategy which is to market any product. Yeah. It is ever changing, and to succeed, the marketer should, look through the right lens. Like in a kaleidoscope, when you look from the lens and you shift your focus, you get to see a different pattern. These are opportunities that the marketer should actually sniff. Yeah. So when you are looking through a right lens, you get to see a lot of opportunities wherein these brand strategies can build around. Yeah. I would move to the first pillar, which is the bold strategy, actually defining or contesting the traditional way of working. Yeah. Before I give you any example of boldness, what is bold strategies into marketing, I would like to listen from you, any campaign or any advertisement that you see or have gone through, which you think has a bold strategy into it, right? I hope the mics are there in the auditorium. Yeah. So you can raise your hand and the mic will reach you. Any campaign or any strategy, any advertisement that you have gone through, which you think is a bold campaign and has broken all the traditional approaches. You can raise your hands. Guys, I hope you consume OTT, and because then I hope our next speaker panelist is from Jio Hotstar. So I hope you are consuming OTTs. I'm not only talking about linear TVs or print or radio or anything else, but I hope you're consuming OTTs, Instagrams, etc., at your age. So you would have gone through any bold strategy or bold campaigns. Come on, guys, raise your hands. Oh my God. Okay, so I will just channelize you. There is a campaign. Sure. There's a campaign that I'm going to talk about, and I'm sure everybody knows about this campaign or the advertisements. This campaign is with a brand called Fevicol. Yeah. Fevicol ka naam sabne suna hoga. Yeah. It has become a synonymous to buying a glue, right? It is an adhesive. When you go to a shop, you don't tell them ki mere ko glue de do. You ask for, bhaiya mere ko Fevicol dena. Maybe wo koi aur bhi brand hogi, but you're asking about a brand. That is boldness. What they have done is that they have never ever sold glue. They have sold the relatability. Fevicol ka jod. I don't know, you would have gone through or seen a TVC, which is around a truck full of people and moving, but it is moving without braking. You know, a lot of crowd sitting in one truck and wo ja raha hai. Fevicol ka jod. Nowhere they're talking about glue. They're talking about relatability, and this relatability, this boldness has made them, has, you know, given them the kind of recall which no other brands in this category has got. This is boldness. Okay, another example from the today's era. We all do credit card payments. Yeah, our credit card payments were like we used to go to our bank and then, you know, make a credit card payment. Now a brand has popped up, Cred UPI or Cred. Yeah, what they are doing is that they are revolutionizing the entire way of, boring way of paying a credit card bill. Yeah, you would have seen an ad with Rahul Dravid yelling in the traffic, yeah, or a nostalgic ad with a Govinda. What they are trying to again build is breaking all the traditional way of, you know, approaching or doing any ad like a fintech any company will do. They've broken all those things. Yeah. So what are they doing? They are actually breaking those barriers. They're breaking the critics and trying to engage with the audience, which is aaj ki audience. Okay. These are called bold strategies. Bold strategies are not the strategies or are not the campaigns which make noise. These are the campaigns or these are the strategies which are different, which stand out. Yeah. This is what marketing in a bold strategy means. Moving to the second pillar, which is sustainability. Do you know what is sustainability, first of all? Anybody in the room? Guys, are you the first year students or are you the alumni? I'm sure sustainability, you would know sustainability because this is a core part of, you know, any brand strategy now. Every company is following sustainability. Bharat is moving towards a sustainable Bharat. Okay, I'll tell you what sustainability is. Sustainability is taking care, building any strategy which takes care of people and planet together. Yeah. So again, few examples that I would like to quote. Sustainability. Okay, before examples, I'll tell you that today, you, me, everybody, we are very, very conscious about what we wear, what we support, what we drive, right? मेरे को EV चलानी है. This is a cloth or this is a skincare brand that I would like to use, which is planet safe or which is organic. Right? All of these things fall under the umbrella of sustainability. Yeah. So sustainability, make any examples? I'm sure the audience is not so engaging, but any examples from sustainability, any brand? Yes, ma'am. Mama Earth. Okay. Why do you say Mama Earth is a sustainable? Sorry, can you give her the mic, please? Anyone else while she's getting the mic?
When the Mama Earth was started, that time they have made that statement that we are also planting trees and everything. So they were also into the sustainability.
Just bring the mic closer. You're not able to hear.
When Mama Earth was started, that time they have made a statement of bringing, like planting trees and everything in the environment, so that environment also get like.
Okay. Okay. Any other example? I'll tell you one example. A brand called Tata Power, right? They're into solar power, they actually produce electricity, etc., etc. They have made a campaign which terms switch off to switch on, right? Again, a bold move. They're talking about conserving electricity, yeah, in a very, very bold manner. You switch off the light, conserve electricity to switch on. Yeah, so that's one. And few of the examples, you know, there are other examples also that we have. like the Mama Earth example she gave. Mama Earth, Good Glam Group, all of these cosmetic brands are, targeting planet safe products. Why they are doing it? Because now the Gen Z is also concerned about what she or he is wearing. Yeah. So sustainability is not just a CSR tick mark or a checkbox, guys. It is going to be built around the growth strategy of any company. Now, you cannot shy away from sustainability. You will have to adhere with these sustainability products and the strategies that whenever you build any product. Yeah. Then I move to tech-enabled, which is tech-enabled strategies around marketing. Okay, what is tech-enabled strategies? I think the two parameters that I talked about, which is bold strategies and the sustainability, both of them carries technology into it. Yeah. Making a bold strategy would have a tech-enabled software or a AI-driven something attached to it. It's an intersection, yeah, wherein we are talking about building any strategy. There is an intersection of all these three parameters, which is why you get to see the theme today. Yeah.
So.
Who's?
So you're last row.
Sorry?
Sir, last row.
Yes.
So, as you said about sustainability, I would like to say is like mostly right now companies are doing of electric cars, like right now saving the environment. So more of like electric vehicles have been coming out, and companies like different brands and companies are getting the electric vehicles so that the environment is saved.
Yeah.
As right now they are slowly decreasing more of diesel and petrol cars, where they are in petrol they are using is like some fuel which is going to eventually
Biofuel.
harm the engines of the car. Eventually for the petrol vehicles, diesel vehicles are now almost shut in most of the brands.
Correct.
And nowadays they have like, after the car is more than 10 years, they have now, like especially in Delhi, they have started with like they are not on the petrol pump, they are not allowing the vehicles to fill in this thing, fuel.
Yes. Yeah.
So that way they're trying to convert from petrol and diesel to environmental
Correct.
sustainability.
Yes.
And one more thing they are trying, nowadays companies are more of having a solar panel thing, where they try to save on electricity.
Yeah.
They even try to minimize the cost, but eventually at the start, the cost will be high, but
True.
eventually it will be low.
True.
That way.
Yeah. Good. Great example. A round of applause for the gentleman. See, when you are building sustainable products, it's, as he said, it is very, 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 very important for making those products which are affordable and acceptable. You know, just building a product ki mera product sustainable hai won't suffice, won't do anything. Yeah, it will just remain in the shop floor. Okay. Okay, moving on to the technology bit. So we all use mobile phones, you know, all thanks to Jio, who has revolutionized the entire thing of mobility today. And it has not only revolutionized the mobility, but it has revolutionized the entire way of consuming data. We all have those smartphones with us. India has around 900 million plus smartphone users now. So every user, you know, with a handheld phone that you have a lot of things that you can do with marketing now. You know, so marketing has become more sharper, more faster, you know, I would say, and more smoother in terms of delivering products or delivering the marketing objectives to you directly. It has become more personalized. Right? Mobile phone, you would have seen a lot of, you know, pop-ups, ads, etc. Like, you know, one again, you know, I'm just throwing many examples to you so that you can actually relate what we are talking about here and not just a mainframe language. There is a brand called Zomato which everybody uses, yeah, for ordering food. Have you ever seen the push notification that they give you while watching a match? They will give you a notification which is around a match and which is related to your affinity. Yeah. All of these things are actually matching or connecting the tech data-driven strategies. They are all reading what sort of content that you consume, what are you doing, when do you order food. Yeah, so they'll give you those kind of messaging with a very, very personalized, in a very, very personalized way or a manner, which was not possible when you talk about 10 years back or 5 years back. Yeah, this is one way of technology. So data, digital automation, all of these things are blending for framing a complete marketing strategy today, right? And without AI or without technology, I don't think so plain Jane marketing would ever work. Everybody, because I interact with a lot of brands, all brands talks about what is the ROI, what is the conversion, right? I think, all your bold strategies, sustainability, etc., AI technology using, they talk about, they lead to conversations. And I think conversations lead to conversions. Yeah, so it is very important then when you engage while actually watching an Instagram reel or going through Instagram, you are served with those personalized ads basis your vicinity. You are at Thakur Global Institute. You are at this particular pin code, you'll be served with only ads which are around your pin code. That's nothing but data. Yeah, these are all possibilities which were not possible, as I said, 5-6 years back. So this personalization is blended because of AI, because of technologies. There are a lot of ads that you now see, the television ads or the digital video content that you consume is all AI driven. There is no human into it. There was an ad that I saw, during the India-Pakistan match, which was completely made by AI. There was no human to it. All humans were AI-led humans, and the entire ad was made by AI technology. So these were 3 pillars, that I talked about with examples. I'm sure there are many more examples that I have and that you would also be thinking when I'm talking. But I would just like to, I just got a note that I have to wind up quickly. Okay, so I would just like to, conclude by saying that today you are basically not here as students. You are actually, as I said, you are the future leaders, you are the future brand data scientists, you are the brand builders, right? And for you, it is very, very important, whenever you step out to any company and you join any company, make sure that you are bold enough to experiment with new ideas, right? If you have to start a podcast, but don't start a boring podcast. Start a podcast with something different, right? Make sustainable strategies. Sustainable strategies, again, be bold enough to develop any product or a strategy which is beneficial both for humans and the planet, right? And of course, without technology, we'll not be able to succeed. So blend that technology. It is ever changing. Please do learn. Whatever you are learning today might change in next 6 months. So keep learning. That's very, very important for not just you, for us as well. We've got whatever number of experience that we have, but it is very important for us also to keep us updated what is going in the technologies. Yeah. With this, I would like to conclude and thank you once again for inviting me here. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
I extend a heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Prabjot Khera, sir, for enlightening us with such a valuable insight. Thank you, sir. Also, special thanks to our hydration partner, Brani, for the refreshing support.
With sheer delight, I request Mr. Sachin Fansekar to kindly deliver the keynote address.
Good morning. So I'm not going to ask any questions, so don't worry. So you can safely go to sleep. Thank you, Thakur Global Business School. Thanks all the professors, Shuchi ma'am, for inviting me here. I'm really honored to be here amongst all of you, the future leaders, the future entrepreneurs. Probably after 60, some of you could be my employers as well. Thanks, Prabhu, for opening the session. I'll keep this sort of monologue extremely brief, and I'll leave you with a couple of stories. All of you must have heard about industrial revolutions, right? Yeah. So first revolution, which was probably propelled by a gentleman called James Watt. He started that steam engine, and rest is the history. So the first revolution actually stood for almost 100 years. So it took 100 years for the human civilization to get to mechanization, machinery, and the different way of life. The second revolution is of around 50 years. The third revolution, which most of people of my pedigree, my age, we witnessed, which was the not tech revolution per se, but the internet revolution. I mean, I remember way back when I passed out from my management college in 2000, I had a beautiful Nokia phone, 6610. Multiple usage, you could use as a paperweight, you could throw if there is a thief who's trying to snatch your purse. And from there, using smartphones with 5G and app, it exactly took 25 years. So 100 to 50 to 25. And there was a sufficient gap between the first three revolutions. The fourth revolution has just begun sometime last year, which is called an AI. This revolution probably stay with us for 12 and a half years, and the next revolution of 7 years. So total fourth and fifth revolution of 20 years is what going to engulf our lives, not mine typically. I am like ready to retire as I speak. So your life. So it's going to be a very interesting phase of the future professionals. And as the sort of aging professionals like me, we are also trying to grapple this. And I'm actually very happy or very proud of myself when I say that this third revolution, we are not only navigated through it, but we are sort of a change agents. So I belong to the generation when where I still like Becker and Edberg and trying to like Alcaraz and Sinner, probably still swear by Azharuddin and Saurav Ganguly, trying to probably appreciate Jaiswal and the 360 degrees of Surya Kumar's play. So you will find me oscillating a lot between what used to be earlier and what is now, because we are at the cusp where we are actually sort of the change agents who are bringing all the changes to an organization. So let's take my organization for instance. At 54, probably I'm at the helm of the organization. The people who are reporting next to me, some of them are in fact senior to me also, but they are somewhere at 41. A batch below is 31, and a batch below is actually 21. So from 21 to 60, and the generation gap is huge. So not only way of life, not only the way we think, the way the sales is done, and typically the topic of today, the way the marketing is done. So I'll probably, another 10-15 minutes, I'll try to take you through the transition of how the marketing had changed. So all of us just love to talk about a phenomenon called Corona. And it has become quite a cliche that pre-Corona and post-Corona. So I am also not sort of, not away from that. So pre-Corona, I remember whenever we used to have a marketing discussion, so we used to discuss this phenomenon called print. So today I head not only the print business of Business Standard, which is still the bread and butter, or I would say bread. The digital business provides butter. So when Prabjot said that OTT, he also mentioned print. And I was like, if any one of you reading print paper today, I'll be like pleasantly surprised that there is still future scope for the print readership. But I'm sure no one must be reading today's newspaper, because I asked this question to so many campuses and the answer is typically none. So I'm worried about the print business future. At the same time, excellent. So you're still the torchbearer of this print product. I'm very happy to know. So before Corona, whenever we used to have the discussion about marketing, it all used to be, let's have a focus group discussion, FGDs as we used to call. Let's do a market research that in a place called Jhumri Talaiya, who's reading us or what is kind of readership we have. In fact, it's interesting to know the largest survey of any product in the world used to happen in India. It's called the Indian Readership Survey. Now, post-corona, it has died, but it was once upon a time the largest survey done by any agency across the world. And that used to give us some idea about who is reading us, what demography, psychography, and likes of those. So the marketing used to happen, which was quite a one-way track. So we, as a marketeers, we used to design some kind of campaigns which we think are good, based on certain data that used to come to us on research data or focus group discussion data, market research data, market survey data. And then we used to do these ads either in television or in newspaper or in hoarding. Everything was a one-way street. So again, sorry to take you 30 years back. So when I started my journey, we didn't have desktops. So mobile phone to khair pata hi nahi tha ki aane wala hai. But from desktop, we had this disk DOS. We have actually studied on languages called COBOL and Fortran and BASIC. And then something came, which is Microsoft Windows. And something came which is called Excel and PowerPoint. Now with Excel and PowerPoint, we thought that whatever manual data that we used to keep is now, there is a lot of data which is available very easily, and the day's work can be finished in 1.5 to 2 hours, and we can have a quality time with our families or with our friends. What happened that more and more data started coming in. So the PowerPoint presentation, which used to be 6 slides earlier, have now started becoming 50 slides. So nothing changed. In fact, the workload increased because there was a lot of demand on marketeers, which is based on the solid data, which earlier used to be based on the anecdotal stories. Now, after that, so with AI, what is happening today, it's a real time. So today, if you do a newspaper ad or a television ad, as I said, it's a one-way street. You don't get any feedbacks. With the social media advertising or with the digital advertising, it's all two-way streets. So you will get to know the efficacy of your campaign immediately. So there would be admirers, there would be trollers, there would be a host of the other people in the ecosystem who will give you instant feedback on your products, on the way you market, the way you pitch, because there is a lot of data which is available. Now what tomorrow's marketeers like you who are going to face this challenge, which is the animal called AI. So of course the marketeers, some of us, I mean, is staying here, the marketeer is typically a right brain marketeer because it's a innovative, it is sort of breaking the standards, thinking out of the box. These are all traits of a typical right-wing designer. Data is a left-winger. So earlier marketing used to be mostly of right-winger. So you would see Prahlad Kakkar or this Amul advertisement. These are the classic examples of right-wing marketeers. Now, the breed called right-wing marketeers cannot exist without the left wing or the left brain AI-supported tools. So there are tools like Mo Engage, which will give you the readership pattern, which will give you the consumption pattern as we speak. So as Prabjot rightly said, you are there in this pin code, and they will be products marketed to you. In fact, it would be interesting to know in China, the home loans are not disbursed only based on your financial health, but also on your social media behavior. So they will see what kind of a person, because the social media behavior will actually give you something about you. So today all of us have left enough digital footprints to know who we are. So coming back to this, so if you use only AI, now suppose I give you a problem statement and probably you would go back and put prompts in ChatGPT or Perplexity or DeepSeek, and you will come with the campaigns. We are similar in nature. So the convergence of these campaigns would be not more than 30–40%. So today what is happening is that there's a lot of data that is available. AI is going to give you a beautiful package for the right-wing marketeers to probably make use of that data. So I'm sure this college will have, this institute will have a lot of courses which are based on AI. But my simple take is, you have another 2 years here. Try and make best of, apart from the conventional management knowledge, this usage of AI is going to be very important. So today in digital marketing, so today our discussion is no longer about danglers or billboards. The discussion is all about buying customers over Facebook or Meta as we speak. How effective are we on Google? What is my Google Analytics ranking? So data, as Mr. Mukesh Ambani once famously said, that data is new oil, and it is quite true today. So if you are not data savvy, if you are not digital savvy, I don't know whether as a professional you'll be successful here. So the future of marketing is all going to be a data-driven, analysis-driven, large data management. And as I said, that since it is going to be on continuously on a feedback mechanism, it is a lot becoming easier to moderate your product, to moderate your campaigns, and probably go back to the consumers with the fresh set of campaigns. Earlier, the campaigns used to stay for 3, 4, 5 months. Today, the campaigns change daily. So when I launched my defense magazine sometimes 10, 20 days ago, in last 20 days, actually we have come up with 4 different campaigns addressing to 4 different readers. So we have readers in the bureaucracy, there is a different campaign running. There are readers who are my core business standard readers, there is a different campaign running. There are some national defense academies, there is a different kind of campaign running. So tomorrow's digital world or tomorrow's digital marketing will actually enable you with a lot of flexibility and all data-driven flexibility. So it's a different world altogether. So while, as I said, we still swear by McEnroe and Baker, we have actually started to like Sinner and Alcaraz. So with that, I end my keynote speech. Thank you very much.
I extend a heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Sachin Fansekar for enlightening us with such valuable insight. Thank you, sir. Before we start with the panel discussion, let us take a moment to set up the stage.
I request everyone to please be seated.
Flower.
I request everyone to please be seated as we are moving towards the next segment. Before we proceed with the panel discussion, let me take a moment to introduce our panelist, Mr. Mehul Raja. We have with us today Mr. Mehul Raja, a visionary marketing strategist and currently the director at Jnanoveda. With a career spanning across leading organizations, Mr. Raja has consistently driven digital transformation and growth. His past roles include Chief Marketing at Bennett Coleman & Co. Limited, Head of Marketing, Digital and Growth at Jaro Education, Director Digital Marketing Global Markets at Byju's Future School, and Chief Marketing Officer and Head of Digital at Imarticus Learning. Sir has built and scaled brands using cutting-edge digital tools, performance marketing, and global outreach strategies. His expertise lies in crafting high-impact campaigns, leading cross-functional teams, and delivering measurable business outcomes. We are honored to have him share his insights today. I now request Professor Rahul Mehta Sir, Head of Industry Institute Connect and Placements, to kindly felicitate Mr. Mehul Raja. Thank you, sir. I request all the dignitaries to please come on stage for the panel discussion. I request all the panel members to please come on stage for the panel discussion. Now, I would like our moderator, Ms. Sweetie Nathwani, to kindly take the panel discussion ahead. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Check.
Thank you, students. Thank you, everyone. Let's begin with the show. And it's all for you, students, and we're really looking forward to have active participation. A very good morning to all our esteemed panelists, respected faculties, fellow marketing enthusiasts. It is a privilege to be here at Marketing Conclave 2025, where ideas, innovation, and imagination come together to reimagine what marketing can be. The word kaleidoscope fits perfectly because marketing keeps changing its pattern and colors with every new ideas, pattern, and trend and technology. Let me be honest, India don't just do marketing. We make it meaningful, and that's what we have heard and we know most of the brands, right? I would directly move to the questions, and the first few questions are open to all the panelists, and some of the questions are specific to panelists. You all can respond to thereafter, yeah? So the first question is, the marketing ecosystem is evolving rapidly. From your perspective, what is the biggest shift we are witnessing today? For instance, platforms like Tata Neo are redefining consumer engagement by integrating diverse brands through data, AI, and loyalty-driven personalization. How do you see such models reshaping the way Indian consumer connect with brands? Please, I would request any one of you to please, share your thoughts on this question.
Hello. Am I audible? Yes. Thank you. Good morning. I'll take a stab at it. So how marketing is evolving and how does that change for consumers? I think there are two layers to it. One is how marketing is evolving as businesses. I think before I say that, all my views are personal. None of them are endorsed or contradicted by any of my current or past organizations.
That's a typical media response, right? Always be very careful.
I have to. Any of you watch the OTTs, the JioStar app? Thank you for your contribution to my salary. So that's, the reason I started with that is, what has fundamentally changed in the last couple of decades and accelerated in the last probably 8-10 years is the access of information that we have about you. As Sachin was talking in his keynote, the feedback that businesses get about who engages to what extent, when do they engage it, how do they engage it, how far do they engage, you'll be amazed, and you should be amazed at the amount of information platforms can collect about you. Those of you who are interested, please open your phone now or later and go to Google and search Google Ad Settings and click on the first link. You will see how a platform like Google has modeled your search behavior. So don't judge yourself, everything gets tracked, right? And you will see the detail to which it gets tracked. So that is first change which I see, that information about us as consumers has become insanely available to platforms whether we like it or not, right? So that's point one. And point two, which is I like to add as students, and which is what should probably be a little more relevant than just as consumers, is what does this mean for you as MBA students or past students or prospective students entering into the field of marketing or in the field of digital marketing? Again, taking a leaf of what Sachin and Prabjot said, it is next to impossible for you to survive in the marketing world without a sense of platforms or tools proficiency. I'm not even talking about platforms or tools knowledge. Proficiency and a comfort to work through data and a logic-driven decisioning. Not to say that you don't need any of the creative side, that is a must. But I'm saying, in addition to that, these two have now become a non-negotiable. And and I'm sure people will chime in here, when we want to hire people from from campuses and freshers or laterals, the first thing we check is how soon can this person get running, up and running. I don't have the time to spend 3 months in training someone. So as students, what I want you to take away out of this question, and thank you for taking this question, is how do you upskill yourself? And that is entirely up to you. Institutes like these will give you platforms, will give you access, and they're a fantastic job for doing that. Thank you, ma'am, for having this. Great effort to get all of us here. But the onus is on all of us students to make the best out of it. Those are my 2 cents.
So, very interesting point, Vivek. I'd probably want to answer this in 2 parts. The first one is from the users or the consumer's side. Today, as Vivek rightly said, and then it was also earlier said by Prabjot and Sachin, that there is information galore, right? There is so much information across that all of you guys are consuming, right? From a shopping app to an OTT to your Snapchats of the world, right? And in that, for the users, it's becoming all the more difficult to register any particular brand. If I have to use one small survey output, that one number, if anyone out here could probably, I mean, any of the panelists can tell me, what is the current attention span of a consumer on their phones when they're scrolling? Today, they are 90% of them on their phones. We've got 5, we've got 6.
Minus 1 second.
No, the actual figure is 2.5 seconds. So if at all a brand is not creating that hook, in 2.5 seconds, you've lost your customer forever, right? And that's the worst part, because attention span is 2.5 seconds. So consumers have so much to see on their apps and everywhere wherever they go, right? That's one big thing which has changed. And the same number when I had started my career, and I am again talking about some really good white hairs, I got 25 years of experience, so I had started my career in 2001. And at that time, there was a mobile phone which was bigger than this mic. It was bigger than this mic, right? It was that as big a phone, mobile phone, just introduced. At that time, the attention span was 18 seconds. 18 seconds. From there, we've reached 2.5 seconds. So that's one big change. Now, when we are talking about the marketeer's side, to make use of this, there are all these bold kind of ads that people are making, right? Clutter breaking is what we call in marketing terms. And to ensure that the consumer, after hooking onto that particular ad, stays on the app, people have introduced super apps. A company like Amazon Prime has introduced a mini super app. They want to keep the entire customer in their own ecosystem so that they don't run away. Again, because of attention span. So that's something which a marketeer has to understand. You have to hook the customer, and as a smart marketeer, to retain the customer also. That's the thing that you have to keep on learning and evolving. As I told you, mobile phone bigger than this mic. Today it is as small as half of my palm size. Such kind of changes are happening. There is AI which was not there about 4 years back. Forget about AI. There was no Excel, as Sachin rightly said, about 25 years back, right? It was introduced at that time. And in 25 years, suddenly there's AI. It has changed suddenly. So you guys also have to, as Sachin also rightly said, Prabjot rightly said, keep on learning. 6 months may everything changes. You have to keep on learning. Today also, I have got one course running on Udemy, which is on AI and innovation, which I'm doing myself. I've just completed one section today morning, and I've come. You have to keep on learning if you have to be successful. That's 2 cents for me too.
So from my perspective, I look at it from 3 angles. Is it audible now? Is it audible? Okay. So from my perspective, I look at it from 3 different angles. The convergence of these angles is what is going to make a lot of difference. One is the evolving demographics. We have the baby boomers, the Gen X, millennials, and the Gen Z, or the alpha generation as we call them. The second is the channels, the rapidly changing channels, something that Sachin had spoken about. We had print media, then internet, we had telemarketing, websites, mobile, and now it's all about AR, VR, AI. That's how the things are changing. And the third, which brings all this together, is the technology. The rapidly changing technology, the innovation that's happening on the technology side is what is going to make a lot of difference. So when we, as a marketeer, we understand the demographics, we use the right channel and leverage the technology to bring these things together is when we will be able to make good marketeers, is what I would say.
Okay, so we have heard a lot of things. So I would add something new. What I feel the biggest change that I have seen is about 20 years back again, if we are talking of that time, we used to have 5-day sessions on what the company will do in next 5 years. Now we don't know what will happen after 5 hours. Okay, that is the biggest change, I think, that has happened. So there are no experts. Let me start from here. Because this world is in perpetual beta. It's in perpetual beta. Nothing is final. For example, today I'm working with people who are working with AI. Every day a new app come, a new software come, and whatever you learned in 3 weeks, or my friend has done a course, that becomes obsolete in few months, perhaps. So that is the one thing, and I am saying all of us, not just you, but we also who are still working, we have to be on our toes, and we have to be ready to learn, relearn, whatever you call it. So I think learning ability, all the time we have to learn, I think is one thing that has changed the world, not just marketing world. Number 2, which I think is very important, because while we are talking about all the data points, all the technology, we are getting excited about it, it is also bringing a lot of challenge for us, the marketeers. Because the expectation of the consumers have gone way high. Way high. Because now when they get something in 10 minutes at home, if you don't reply to them in 1 hour, they say you people are lazy. So we will respond to you in 24 hours, lazy people. Because on the whole, the world has changed. Those consumers have changed. Their expectations have changed. And I think companies have to start looking to that reality. And number 3, which is again the counterpoint to we know everything about the consumer now. What they do, what they see, etc. But at the same time, now I tell many times to people, there is no target audience. There is no audience. Long back we used to broadcast. My campaign would go to them, and they have to see it. And if they don't like it, what can they do? But today, there is a media. They also have a media in hand, social media you call it. On WhatsApp they all can respond. And they respond. When a Deepika goes with a hijab, they say, hey, what are you doing? Yesterday you were talking about bindi. So people respond. So it's a dialogue. It's no more one side audience. So it's very important to understand this. And there are a lot many things we will cover later on. But I think this perpetual beta world and very alert, very aware consumers, I think that makes a lot of difference. Today, a lot of things when I need a phone, I don't go to those review sites also. All my friends are there, WhatsApp is there, and I get my all my information from my media, my network. So it's not like we know everything, we will sell you what we want. No, I want buy what you want me to sell, I will buy what's good for me. So that's the point.
Thank you, Puneet. And would just like to add to what you mentioned about everybody's gaga about AI, and especially somebody like you who is adding a lot of creativity and innovation. I would like to just add one line which says AI can write the copy, but it can't write chemistry. That's still a human superpower. Definitely what we think, AI is going to replicate our thoughts, but it cannot create something new of its own. It's all human data which is stored and reflecting. It is just a click of a button which is available, but there is a lot of thought process goes behind which comes, it's a skill. Yes, I just wanted to add that.
So the first question I would probably add my bit. Actually, as I said, that we are from Becker and Edberg era trying to like Sinner and Alcaraz, but I actually am liking this stuff. Talk about business standard. It's a finance publication, very, very niche, supposed to be a CXO and bureaucrats and policymakers paper. Do you know how many banks are there in India? There are 40. There are top 10 CXOs, or 12. That takes us to 500. Around 200 more from insurance. There are probably 300-400 more from mutual funds. 6,000 listed companies, take a 80-20 rule, 1,000 bigger companies. There are around 10-15 CXOs. The total reader ecosystem that I'm talking for business standard is not more than 15,000. If I were to market only for 15,000, leave aside mine, even my security guard salary also will not be there. Where digital marketing is helping me, there is something called the top of the funnel. So if you see any digital conclave, they will always talk about top of the funnel. So you administer your product to as many people as possible, and they will trickle down eventually for a coveted set. So today, for a business newspaper executive, it has actually helped me a lot to create a lot of top of the funnel. Now, thanks to your metas and instas, actually I am able to create the mirrors of my reader. So if I'm marketing to a particular person whom I know, actually Meta will give you similar kind of profile people whom I can market and introduce at the top of the funnel. So while last year we touched a staggering 100 million page views for Business Standard, in the absence of digital media, I don't think through traditional means I would have reached to so many people. So that is what the fun of digital marketing is, that it is actually helping the marketers like us to reach to as many as readers or as many as consumers possible, and also try to attack probably the similar profile, similar demography, which was earlier not available for people like us.
Sachin, that's really fantastic, because not just big companies, smaller companies have a great power in their hands because of digital media. It's a level playing field. So I would say digital has democratized marketing to some extent. Now I would add some interesting story or a case study here. In Hindi, I'm a Hindi writer. Let me start from here. So in Hindi, books were not sold. Say 2,000 books was good enough. There is an old book by a writer called Vinod Shukla ji. Vinod Shukla ji, his book was there for a long time, highly awarded. But there was no money. In last year, some new publication, they relaunched it with a lot of digital support. They used influencer marketing. And in last 6 months, that same writer got a royalty of 30 lakhs rupees. Wow. Which is a huge revolution in Hindi publication media. So I think digital is doing something fantastic if you know how to use it.
Absolutely. Basically, if you know how to use things, I'm sure it will make your life more easier and accessible. Moving on to the next question. Again, it is open to all of you. And so consumer consumer trends are changing fast. How do you see today's audience adapting to bold, tech-driven and sustainable innovations? For instance, we see companies like Tesla redefining mobility with electric vehicles and brands like Unilever pushing eco-conscious packaging. Are we seeing true consumer readiness, or is mass adoption still a work in progress?
I'll quickly take this question. So, one is that when you ask the question that are we ready as a mass acceptance, the answer is a big no in bold and capital. Today, like just now a minute back, Sachin said that there were 40 banks earlier and today there are 500, right? Likewise, in any product or service that we see now, there is a brand or a product which has competition in multiples of 100. हर product का, हर service का कम से कम 100 brands market में है. What they are doing that they are able to sustain? They are able to get a niche which is targeted at that particular smaller audience in India. And all 100 have their own small niche. So the point of mass acceptance does not exist anymore. This realization many years back came to HUL when Nirma was launched. It became a regional player. By the time Nirma was overcome, Ghadi came in. It became a strong regional player and then a national player. Every brand has got its own niche and they are working on that niche only initially. So mass acceptance has become next to impossible for any big brand today. Be it even the Ubers of the world or Olas of the world, or for that matter, Rapidos. Today, Rapido started from Karnataka. It's a national brand and it has got a market share equivalent of Uber. Ola has gone to number 3 in less than 2 years. Tomorrow there will be one more brand which will come in. So mass acceptance, no, it will never happen. But all these 100 brands will be able to sustain themselves if you are able to build a smart niche, understand your customer who that is, and just market to them. You will be able to sustain and you will be able to grow aggressively.
Thank you for real insight. Prabjot sir.
Yeah, I would like to take that. Beautifully crafted by Mehul. I think nowadays brands are actually working on creating values, and it is very, very important for brands to create values and not just create value, right? So the difference between is, anything that is marketed at a certain value, and what is the acceptance that the people or the consumers are bringing is the values, of that particular brand. There are numerous brands, and I spoke about the same during my speak also, that you talk about Ola, you talk about Aethers of the world, They have come with EV scooters, etc., etc. But are they mass accepted? They are not. I mean, India as a complete hub is a very, 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 very complex ecosystem in its whole. You have rural, and let me tell you, every 50 kilometers, the dialect changes in India, right? What are you targeting? Where are you targeting? What sort of TG is there? For brand, it has become very, very difficult. So is there a mass acceptance? No, there isn't. And I, second with what Mehul said, that when products are being made, they need to be made with a mass acceptance in case if it has to be sustainable. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Professor.
So yes, India is a complex market and complex country, and there are so many different target audiences. So mass, even today, the products which are looks like they are mass leaders, they are all doing their different things in smaller pockets. And they are all fighting with regional players, having their own local activation strategies. So that is point number 1. But yes, there are some sustainable products, socially responsible products and brands which have come. And that's why what we are talking is democratization, because even smaller players and niches, super niches, have a place today. I will give you some example. For example, there is this brand called The Whole Truth. So they put everything on their package. So while other people, they are hiding in asterisk, conditions apply. They say no conditions apply, I am putting everything here. They even publish their NABL reports on their website. So this is a new kind. So when I look to marketing, we are in that phase of transition where I see transparency will become more and more important. Second thing that I see for all of us to understand is marketing at some level is becoming community building. You can't talk to thousands of people, you have to talk to some communities. For example, Mehul said that hook. 2.5 seconds, what can you do? Let me tell you. It's only if you are Aishwarya Rai and you go from here, everybody will look at you. Otherwise, in 2.5 seconds, what you can do? So what's important, I think, is the relationship. If my target audience understand, oh, I wish to engage with Mehul on a regular basis, I will bookmark him, and everyone else will go into the bulk. So we have to create relationship. I think that is one very important point in today's world. That's what I want to add.
So when it comes to mass, I think I'm the best person to talk about and I'm the worst person to talk about. Because I represent newspaper, and that's precisely why it's the best person to speak. And I represent a very, very niche product in newspaper, and that's precisely why I'm the worst person to speak on it. But believe you me, there's a body called RNI, which registers all the newspaper. Any wild guess how many newspapers in India which are RNI registered? The number is 60,000. Now speak about Maharashtra and come out vernacular papers. Mumbai reads Maharashtra Times and Lok Satta, Pune reads Sakal, which is not read in Mumbai, Kolhapur reads Pudhari, Vidarbha reads Lokmat, which is not read anywhere, Aurangabad reads Divya Marathi. The paper all of us quote unquote swear by, which is Times of India, is probably 9th in circulation. The highest read newspaper is probably Dainik Jagran, second is Dainik Bhaskar, third is Amar Ujala. I am sure no one would have even heard or even seen these newspapers unless someone in UP or MP or Rajasthan. So the proliferation of the brands in India is so wide that it is practically impossible that you create a brand for everyone. So in fact, anecdotally I tell you, I have a very good friend from Uttar Pradesh, Kanpur. He runs a company called Jet Underwear and Banyan. It's a 350 crore company. And he said, I am not beyond UP. So he keeps conquering district after district. So first he started with Kanpur Dehat, then went to Bahraich, probably Lakhimpur Kheri side, then Gonda Shavasti, then Lalitpur. So there are so many SMEs who are actually catering to the very small pockets. So creating for a brand for the entire India with so much of different preferences, the nuances, the choices, it is almost impossible. But yes, having said this, again, I reiterate my point that this digital marketing has actually made it possible to a very large extent because there is a constant feedback mechanism. And because of which you can probably tweak your product to suit. So while Lokmat, which is a Vidarbha paper, which is running a different kind of that genre, different kind of take to the newspaper. When it comes to Mumbai, it is slightly of that upper echelon of the society, if I may say. So they can tweak the product, and it is also possible because of the digitization and also automation. Otherwise, in printing presses also, this thing wouldn't have been possible. आप कब तक वो चिपकाते रहोगे plates पे? So this is a different and interesting world, and you guys are going to have interesting time.
A very interesting point put out by Sachin, and this is going to be an amazing learning for all of you here, right? Like he rightly said, India is a combination of a heterogeneous set of communities, right? There are, and Prabhjot just said a while back that there are dialects changing every 50 kilometers. So the mantra for the fresh marketeers or future marketeers like you is to become highly globalized, wherein your thought process has to be national or global, but your communication has to be local. Today, every brand is creating their ads using the local people in the front of the ad. So like you just a while said, Aishwarya Rai, she'll work in North, not in South too much, right? But for that matter, Tamanna will work in the South. So the brands are using the images or the footages or videos of those local celebrities. Communication is in that local language. The background images of that local area. For example, today in Durga Pujo, you will have Pujo images out there at the background only in the West. In the North, there will be Chhat Puja images, and in the West, there will be Navratri images, right? And that's how you have to think, and think continuously on those lines only continuously. As I said, the word is global. Think global, think national, but act local. Then you will definitely be successful.
So, I was just once talking to this Vijay Shekhar Sharma of Paytm about comparison between Singapore and India. So he said, yeah, I mean, there is no comparison. Managing Singapore is like managing from Bandra West to Dadar West.
That is so insightful from each one of you. And I'm sure I just would like to ask the audience, how is it going for you? Enjoying? A lot of perspective of learning? Great, great. So with that, we'll definitely, yes, we'll move to Ms. Shilpa. About TCS, what we say that from code to creativity, TCS has shown us how marketing can be both analytical and empathetic. If data is new oil, then TCS is running one of the world's most elegant refineries. So my question to you is, at TCS, you operate at a massive scale, catering to diverse consumer business globally. How are emerging technologies like AI, analyticals, and automation transforming the way your team builds and scales marketing strategies for large clients across sectors?
Thank you for that question. So I'm going to answer this question from two angles again. The first angle is the B2B. So TCS is a B2B organization which caters to large global corporations across the world. And because I take care of marketing for the consumer business group, where we cater to the retail, travel, transport, hospitality organizations, large organizations, I would even give you a glimpse of how AI and data is actually leveraged as a part of those organizations. So if we look from a TCS perspective, one of the major marketing concept that we use and leverage is a marathons. I don't know how many of you over here have run the Mumbai Marathon there. So have you seen TCS Mumbai Marathon, right? We call it TCS. So now run the TCS Marathon. So TCS, in fact, sponsors the top 15 marathons, be it from New York to London, Amsterdam, Singapore, Sydney, Mumbai, Bangalore, generating almost 270 million. This number I'm giving only for FY24. So $279 million was generated just for charity. Now, what does that mean? Is it marketing? Well, it is brand building. Because consider it's not just for charity. Even the economic impact that these marathons create is almost in billions. The local community over there gets impacted, the hotels. It's a large event, right? So TCS, when it sponsors this, automatically enables, it has a purpose. You know, we were talking about there has to be a purpose. There has to be, it's not just value, but values. And being a Tata brand, the underlying thing is always about the trust, the purpose, why we are doing this. Having said that, TCS is again a technology company. So how do we integrate technology and showcase that while we are sponsoring a race, a marathon, how do we bring technology as a part of it? So just giving you an example, we have built a digital twin of an heart, leveraging all the different parameters, almost 27 parameters of your tissue, heartbeat, the stress levels, essentially trying to give feedback to the runner as to how they are performing and how they can actually change the way they can perform better. It is an AI-driven model that helps a digital twin of the heart, enabling the runner to actually enhance their performance. So that's one example from the TCS perspective. Coming from the business side, where TCS actually enables large retailers. And I'm going to give you an example of how large retailers are using the analytics, AI, into the latest world. So think of a marketing campaign that any of a large retailer, so they are just, let's say, bringing in a new concept or new denim wear in the market, and they want to launch it globally. What would be a typical campaign that they would do? They would identify certain models, they would identify certain locations, they would go there, they would shoot. If they want to do localized, then they will have to identify different models, let's say in US, in Europe, in India, in maybe China or Singapore. So imagine each of these models ensuring the timeline, the crew, the locations, and like Mehul was saying, the timeline, it could be Durga Utsav, or it could be something completely culturally relevant for that particular location. How do we do it? The cost involved is very high. Now, how does this retailer leverage AI and data analytics to literally change this entire circle of campaign management? Now, what they have is, once you have the denim thing ready, they have an ability to select the models. They have an ability to select the background and the location. They have an ability to select literally the rain or Durgotsav or beach or a New York background. It could be anything. And that's it. They actually select the line that they want, the model they want, and the location. And a campaign is getting created. Imagine it gets created in few hours versus literally 6 months. The impact is huge. And that's how the AI and data is getting used, the AR, VR is getting used. I'll just give one more example about Netflix and how this, why we are talking about AI and data analytics, how they are bringing this together. And of course, we have our eminent speakers over here speaking about it, but I'll still mention about AI. How many of you use Netflix? All of you. Okay. There are a few people who are not using Netflix over here. So, and do you realize there is something called as because you have watched, right? How do you think that comes in? How do they know because you have watched, you might be interested in watching these things? There's so much of content available there, right? But the way they do it is they they collect data, literally everything of what type of genres you watch, how much time you spend, what is your search history, which are the things that you have watched till now, everything. And based on that, they create an AI and they do a learning reinforcement. For example, you might keep on changing the way you are seeing, right? So they built that, they took this data, created that AI model, and based on that, they keep on giving you what is best, what you can watch. There's one more point I would say is about the A/B testing. In fact, so I'm assuming you guys know what is A/B testing, right? So they also have done A/B testing for the artworks that get shown to you, hoping that you would actually be clicking on those things so that the content can be watched. So those are the things that can be done leveraging the data, AI, and things. So AI is going to be pervasive, like we have everybody listening over talking about it. You have to know how to use AI. And don't get scared with AI. No, it's not going to take away jobs. We keep on talking like, AI is going to take away the jobs. No, it's not going to take away the job. It's going to be augmentation to your skills. It's how you use it, how you ensure that you work along with AI. So that's how you have to keep yourself upgraded in this market.
So very rightly mentioned, like TCS proves that the future of marketing, isn't just powered by data. It's driven by human intelligence behind the data. Yeah. Next question to Mr. Vivek Shah. JioStar has been entertaining India long before algorithms decide what we like. Let's hear how they keep brand loving trending without using hashtags. So the question is, the entertainment and media sector has consistently pushed boundaries with bold, disruptive content across platforms like MTV, Woot, and Colors. In an era dominated by Gen Z, attention span, and digital noise, how do you approach branding and storytelling to stay relevant, entertaining, and culturally resonant?
That's a long question. But I got the gist of it. Again, I'll keep it generic without speaking about a particular show. How many of you watch Big Boss? I see some hands. I see a lot of hands. Okay. What else do you watch on JioStar? Matches? IPL? Yeah. Do you guys watch Women's Cricket League or women? No, some of you don't, some of you yes, right? This, what I just did with a small sample of maybe a few hundred folks of us, is essentially what feeds back into any platform and not just any OTT, whether it's Netflix, whether it's Hotstar or any of those. What kind of people, when I say we get a lot more information about you than just yes, no, right? We also get to know what all do you watch, where do you say you are from, whether you say you are male but you are female or the other way around, or you use a shared device. We get a lot of that information by the virtue of being on your phone. And we do a lot of cross-tab. You know cross-tab analysis? Multi-dimension analysis. Like those people who watch ABCD, what are their key to common dimensions, right? And what are the commonalities within them, right? Where technology and AI comes into play is when you do it at a very high velocity and at very high volumes, right? And how do we constantly do that? Because you watch at any time of the day, night, right? We can't say, bhai, abhi ruk jao, dekhna, we are analyzing and then, okay, here's your next best episode. So you have to constantly do that. Platforms and OTT platforms have evolved to a stage where there is a constant, extremely high volume of content coming in. How do you analyze that? Gets incredibly tech, but as far as you and I are concerned, if you were to take something out of this question, understand every interaction in some way or the other gets captured. That interaction may or may not always be used. You'll be surprised at, just to demystify some of the terms, right? हम कहते हैं everything gets measured, everything is tracked. Yes, but is it used? Maybe yes, maybe no. Often the answer is surprisingly no. Okay? Because there is over generation of information and content. You just see, we almost spend about 3 to 4 hours on mobile a day. Every interaction I track karne lage, every thank you that you say on ChatGPT melts their servers. Right? Okay, please don't say thank you. Be less polite, but don't melt the servers. Right? So while there is an overflow of feedback, that's where intelligence comes in to see which of the feedback are important signals and which I can sort of ignore. So this feedback goes into a lot of analysis, but what still doesn't change is knowing your customer directly. So there is still a very high reliance on actually meeting customers, consumers, watchers, the survey data that we get from different sources and our app data, which feeds back into the learning.
Thank you, Vivek. That was quite insightful. Right. Moving to Mr. Mehul. In recent year, the Indian government has launched several initiatives like Startup India, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, and Champion Portal to empower MSMEs. Also, how do you see marketing playing a role in making MSME more competitive and visible, both locally and globally, which you already highlighted, but however, we would like to have your perspective. And do you see rising awareness around natural health and wellness in India is an opportunity for long-term brand sustainability? Or does it require constant innovation in messaging?
Three questions in one, so I'll probably try and answer them one by one. I'll probably start from the last point which you just made. Today, if you are talking about the awareness of natural wellness products or awareness of natural way of taking care of yourself, that's very, very high among the Gen Zs that we call, right? Not only Gen Zs, but people who have born after 90s, they all today are in that age group of 20 to 30, 31, 32. And they are the ones who are high on awareness about natural products, wellness, taking care of themselves. So that one, yes, there is an opportunity. The second thing is that it is a bigger opportunity for brands in India, because India has a legacy of natural treatments, be it Ayurveda, be it naturopathy, right? Right from Kerala, or if you say Kashmir to Kanyakumari, right? Everywhere you will see something which is having a reference to Dadi Ma ke nuskhe. Each one of you out here also, you have heard in the last 1 month, wherever there is some problem in the house pertaining to health, right? There will be something like a concoction. Ek kaam karo, honey or haldi mila ke pee lo. Something very, very natural approach initially, which your mom would tell, your chachi would tell, your masi will tell. That's prevalent since ages. And now, because of the high level of awareness, even on digital, there are influencers talking about it galore, right? It's become a good opportunity. So yes, there is an opportunity. We spoke about the way the MSMEs should be creating their marketing strategies, and the word that you used, glocal. That's something that I have been using for many, many years now in my campaigns also. So like Sachin a while had said, that digital has come up so strongly, it is enabling us to become mass. Yes, he's right. But how do we become that mass? So, again, digital is the way forward. What we are doing in all our campaigns, and I have been doing it since last almost 15 years. And I'm talking about 15 years, I don't know how many of you guys know that there was something called as Orkut, which was there about 15, 18 years back. Some of you might be really taking baby steps, right? That was the original social media, right? Then came Facebook, then all the TikToks and the Snapchats and Instas of the world, Threads of the world, and your Twitters of the world. I'm talking about that time also when I was running my digital first baby steps, I was taking my first baby steps. That time also I was thinking about being very, very global. I used to have a master strategy, long visionary kind of an approach, which was a 3-year strategy. I used to break it down into 1 year and then quarter-wise approach. And in that quarter-wise approach, I should then split it region-wise in India. North, South, East, West, and Central. And the campaigns you should run according to that particular region. Like I gave an example a few minutes back. Durga Pujo area, which is West Bengal, I should run campaigns pertaining to that only. And with that, very, very nice audio sound also of typical Bengal. Can anyone recall? Do you even think otherwise, agar wo ad mein aaya, तो will you think कि वो केरला का है या will you think it is गुजरात का? you will think it is West Bengal ka. So the master approach is using combination of image, audio, and the right communication, the words. If you use these in combination for that particular region, you are going to be successful. Now, it may sound very, complex or difficult, but if you as smart marketeers are able to split your particular target audience in these 5 regions only and create campaigns with a combination of visual, audio, which I just gave an example of, and the words that you're using in that particular region ka choice, which means like Vivek a while said, understanding the customer, consumer insights, you are going to be successful for sure. There's no questions about it. That's the approach that MSMEs are doing already, the good ones who are successful, and they should keep on doing it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And definitely lifting the energy of the crowd. That was so important, and it's like amazing. Well, yes. The next question is to you, Mr. Punit, so I'm sure.
I will also do that.
Okay.
No, I just want to add some insight because it is relevant. Long back, in some 2001, 2, I think, I worked on a brand called Ayush. It was the Ayurvedic brand by Unilever, which was called Hindustan Lever that time. So nothing could be better. We did a lot of research. I went to Ayurvedic Shala, Kottayam, things like that. So we tried everything. But I think that Kerala woman, she said, I don't believe you. Because I don't think a corporate can do Ayurveda. And so the Ayush shut down. Ayush, the brand, never went ahead. And again, it's launched a few years back. And now today, in this new world, now people are believing the new housewives, new house managers, let me call them, they believe that, okay, corporate can do this. And so they are accepting Ayurveda from corporates also. And I think we should give a huge credit to Baba Ramdev. Yes. He actually, we as an agency, we told Hindustan Lever, you need a Baba Ramdev for yourself. They say, we are a corporate unit, we can't do Baba Ramdev. So that is one. And then number 2, when you are talking about MSMEs, I think what technology has given us, till few years back, only big players could make a film. So there is a kind of hierarchy. Small brands, they will only do local things, posters, danglers, or put some billboards. Some better brands will do print. And then there is TV. So that was kind of hierarchy. When a dealer would go to, when a salesman will go to a dealer, he would say, TV पे ad आता है. अच्छा TV पे ad आता है. Okay, then ये तो यार बड़ा brand है. So that was a kind of hierarchy. Smaller brands couldn't do it because the production cost was so high. But now today with new technology, anybody can do a film on their mobile phone. And actually, on the web, that's fine enough. So anything coming from Unilever or coming from a small guy would look the same. Or perhaps the small guy can do a better work. Let me put it this way. So that democratization has helped, and I'm saying huge opportunity for smaller brands also today. And I hope some new concepts, innovative concepts will come now, because earlier it was not possible.
So basically, technology. Well said, Mr. Puneet. And I would say, especially internet, technology, social media has everything brought in our palm. World has become so small. And definitely with the experience which we all carry, and the Gen Z who are here will definitely understand what we are trying to communicate, and how big opportunity lies in this particular space. Yeah. Thank you so much for your insightful answer. And the next question goes to you, that you work with brands and leaders to unlock creativity and innovation. In your view, what are some of the mindset shifts marketing leaders needs to embrace to remain agile and imaginative amidst constant disruption?
I think that's a very important question. For me, that is the most important question. Because I do training in the area of creativity and innovation. And everyone talks about innovation. I think not a single CEO would say innovation is not important. They say innovation is the game. Innovation is the game. Okay? But most of the corporates or the companies today, they do lip service to innovation. When many times I have to say no to training, because when I talk to them, most of the HR managers, they just want to tick mark. हमने innovation का भी training कराया है, creativity का training कराया है. And I say I am not interested, because if you are serious, then let us talk. Okay, so I think that is the number one thing. Everyone talks about innovation. So the mindset that have to change is we have to take innovation seriously, number one. Just to give an example, there are companies, you go there and on their board, there are core values. And I'm sure 80% of those boards will have innovation there. And when I walk in and I say, who is your innovation director? There will be director for everything. Logistic director, HR director, everything. Innovation director, no. Somebody who's doing marketing is also imposed, yeah, innovation भी तुम्हारा काम है. What is your innovation budget? Sir, training कर रहे हैं ना आपके साथ. That's all. So I'm saying, first of all, we have to start taking innovation seriously, because in the coming years, that will make a lot of difference. Number two, most of the leaders, they think, most of us have a very narrow vision of creativity and innovation. People say creativity is, कुछ अच्छा slide बनाओ यार. So once your strategy is done, you want a beautiful slide. You go to your advertising agency and say, make a good presentation here. We have to make it to the board. Creativity is not cherry on the top of the cake. Let me put it this way. It has to be there in the recipe. Otherwise, it won't work. So when you start thinking about your strategy, when you start thinking about your target audience, think creatively there. Because if you start thinking about a problem that you are solving in a new way, there will be a creative thing in your strategy. Okay. So these are some fundamental things. And I think any company which takes innovation seriously, they will have it. For example, Mahindra's, there is a whole, creativity and innovation should be in your DNA. It can't be a decoration. So that is one thing that I want to say. Number two, which I am adding, whether it was part of the question or not. Okay. I'm expanding it a little bit. Because we are all talking about AI, and this question is asked to me again and again. So what will left brain marketing, right brain marketing we are talking about? So thankfully, I learned or nurtured my marketing side with Unilever. So from the very beginning, I was a creative director, but I was working with a lot of research. And so I would want to add something. AI is good, I am using it, okay? And I'm pushing it. To my clients, I'm talking last 5 years that AI will come, get ready for it. Till ChatGPT came, nobody understood it, okay? Now, let me add one little experience which will also add to what Shilpa said. Tata is trust. Now I also work with Tata brands. So one simple thing I will tell you, just to put it in perspective of AI, because data is everywhere, it's all available, blah, blah, blah. Let me put it this way. Because There is a lot of data outside digital also. The way we are all sitting here is also data. Let me put it this way. If one side of the hall is making a noise and another side is not making a noise, that is also data to me. Okay. I always worked on campaigns when I spoke to my target audience. We always, as creative people, we have data in our heads. So for example, I did a campaign for Tata Salt. Tata Namak, Desh Ka Namak. Okay. Now let me tell you, many people ask me and I'm telling you this, how things connect. I was in Ujjain and I had a lot of Muslim friends. And on Eid, I would go to their houses. We had parties. In one particular friend's house, who was very, very traditional, you know, before the food will come, they will pass one bowl of salt. So everybody will take little bit of salt and put it on their tongue. And I asked, what is this, man? Why this salt coming like this? And he said, it is about loyalty. अगर तूने मेरा नमक खाया है ना तो तू मेरे साथ धोखा नहीं कर सकता. तो ये तो मैं बिल्कुल पक्का कर रहा हूँ कि धोखा नहीं देगा मेरे को. And I think that one thing remained in my mind. And when the brief came, I'm telling you, there were some 10 agencies who were pitching for it. It's all big agencies. And I created this campaign, मैंने देश का नमक खाया है. And that helped. So that data point was, I'm saying go and find it out. It won't be on digital media. You will only find it. For example, another thing, KBC. You want to stop me here?
Yeah, I think yes, we can just complete this point.
Okay. Yes. So let us get ahead. I want to take footage.
Please complete this.
Okay, so on KBC, for example, we did a lot of research. So once upon a time, I used to speak to so many women. I think in Kerala, they knew me by name because I did a lot of thing on Ayurveda. But when I spoke to them, why KBC is important? Because the whole brief was about Amitabh Bachchan. We have got Amitabh Bachchan. We have got 1 crore rupees as a price that time. When I spoke to them, they said, Puneet, long back there was Mahabharat, जो पूरा परिवार बैठ के दिखता था. Ramayana, जो पूरा परिवार बैठ के दिखता था. And now over these years, this man will go out on the Pan Adda. We women will see Saas Bahu. Then we will do our kitchen. They will come, they will watch news. परिवार साथ में नहीं आता था. Only because of KBC, now the whole family is together again. And that is a big thing. हर आदमी पूछता है 9 बज गए क्या? 9 बजे सबको घर पहुंचना है. Everybody wants to be together. And from that conversation came that campaign. कौन बनेगा करोड़पति? 9 बज गए क्या? Now I just wonder whether it would happen just by putting into AI. Hey, AI, give me a good campaign. I don't think so.
I totally agree, Puneet. It comes with experience and, as you rightly mentioned, that innovation, where you are putting efforts. And while we were discussing about AI and everything, but today if you see, the big brands are like Reliance, Aditya Birla Group, P&G, Mahindra and Mahindra. These all are more than 50 years brand in India. And when we talk about attention span of new age company, especially from AI, how many brands you still remember? But these big brands really carry that experience, exposure, along with innovation, and we still remember, right? That these brands, it does not require any introduction. These all are already there in our mind. So really thank you so much for each one of you. And considering the time we have in our hand, we will move to the audience, these great students who have been waiting, and we are really looking forward to questions from the audience. So young leaders, please. Can we pass on the mics in the front row? Sure.
I think we're able to hear you. You can say.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. I'll repeat your question. Please go ahead.
Since all of you are first year students, believe you me, there are no stupid questions.
Yeah, please. Absolutely right. Thank you.
Okay. So very interesting question. I'll just repeat what your friend has just asked. That there is a shift in the consumption pattern digitally, wherein earlier when people were searching on Google or asking their questions on Google, today people are asking on ChatGPT and Gemini's and Perplexities of the world. So is there a shift in the approach in the SEO strategy? Am I right? That was a question. So one, the answer is yes, there is some amount of shift. But the numbers, and we all have been talking about a lot of AI and LLMs and all those numbers today, it is still nascent because in India, out of 100 searches, for the matter we'll talk in percentage, 100% may say still in India, because the population is still Bharat, the searches are happening at 82% still on Google only. And rest 18% is a combination of all these tools, the ChatGPTs and Geminis and Perplexities of the world. But yes, to answer your question, there is a shift in strategy. And that strategy that we are taking, I think others can add their own point of view as well, is that the way people search on these tools has changed. It is far more long tail. That's a technical word, but when we say long tail, it is कि पूरा question के ऊपर SEO करना पड़ता है अभी, जो पहले अलग था. पहले people used to search, for example, if they want to search which is the best salt in India, they will simply write best salt in India on Google search. Today on ChatGPT, because that is their friend, digital friend or virtual friend, they're asking, hey, which is the best salt in India? The entire long tail or entire sentence. So the strategy now is to add more content in the long tail and add a lot more FAQs across your entire website and app, so that your readers of this ChatGPT who are getting access to your particular website or app is able to understand that that particular entire long sentence is available as an answer in your website or app, and then you are able to optimize it. So your SEO strategy, we are being future ready. I'm sure Vivek is also being future ready by saying कि हाँ उसके ऊपर strategy हमने shift थोड़ा किया है. About 30% of our budgets are on long tail SEO approaches for these the ChatGPTs of the world, but consumption pattern in India in search still remains far more Google oriented. So combination is going on. We have not left Google aside. You want to add something?
First of all, a very good, insightful question. So thank you for asking and making your thinking visible. I didn't catch your name. Pratham, good point. I think Mehul has covered, so I won't add much to it right now.
Although you have not asked me this question, I will add. Sarva Pratham, SEO, as far as some of the niche media or niche players are concerned, SEO is gone. Take my example as a business standard. Last year we revamped our website and app, and in the month of March we celebrated that we touched 100 million page views. Cake wek kata tha baqaida. Today we are at 15 million, 1-5. Just 5 months, my page views on businessstandard.com has come down from 100 million to 15 million, all thanks to AI. Because no longer you are typing what is the India GDP, so the user journey of search is actually gone. So what I'm doing today is, now just imagine if there is no website for me which is working, there are no Google ads or there are no ad placements, so the revenue is gone, because today I get a campaign to burn X amount of impression in a month and I'm not able to burn it. So even if I get a campaign, I can burn only 25% of it. Come to ChatGPT or come to the OpenAI system. Today, your Perplexity or ChatGPT or Gemini, they are sort of crawling everywhere. Probably they are scraping my data and giving you an output without paying me. So going forward, what I am doing is now, actually I am reducing my spends to a large extent from traditional media and putting entire money in AI. Because today, I am a 51-year-old company. I have millions and millions of words and lakhs of articles. Today, if you talk about Hindustan Lever, I have some 25 years of data on Hindustan Lever. So I am sort of creating my own walled garden kind of an approach with AI, and maybe give you as a subscriber, because today, thankfully, print media is still associated with not so fake news. And that is still why I am relevant. You go to ChatGPT, type your prompt, get an answer, they'll scrape through some 30 or 40 odd websites, you don't know how prudent they are. But you come to business standard AI engine and type a data, you will probably get much faithful answer on that, because it's on my data. Now today 70% of the digital revenue is on videos. So while search is coming down, YouTube is making money. So Google is still intact there. So with that data, now I will convert, or I will gamify that data for you. I'll probably convert that thing into video form and give it to you. So that is where my next 3 years are going to keep me busy. And most of my money is now going into that venture rather than putting my money into the conventional digital media business.
Thank you so much, sir. That was really insightful answers by you all.
Thank you, Pratham, for asking such wonderful question. Thank you, panels. Any other question from the audience? Yes.
Hello, sir. Firstly, I would like to know from Puneet sir, like how he was talking about Tata Salt, that namak is something which you should not forget. So, sir, if I'm having a salt brand and now I want to publish it out, so how do I make my brand so capable like Tata? Because in today's time, people are like, if you want to buy salt, the first thing will come in your mind is Tata Salt. So how do you strategize your brand to make it more capable or like at that particular level? So I would like to know from you, sir, that way.
Okay. There is no easy answer to this. Okay. But the way any brand also has a persona, brand also has a life, for example. Okay. So when you come in the marketplace in the initial years, most of the time you have to tell people who am I. Features, mujh mein kya hai, why you should buy me, who am I. Okay. Because if I don't know you, you just can't talk to me on that high pedal, number one. So first of all, most companies or most campaigns, they happen on ingredients, attributes. Then only when people start knowing you little bit, then the focus shifts to functional benefits, then to emotional benefits. I'm talking about focus. All the time you talk about everything, but your focus remains there. Now Tata Salt, why it could carry, and then you go to the value system. So there is a kind of ladder, it's a science kind of. Branding is not like मुझे एक लाइन दे दो यार आप. There is a lot of research and lot of understanding goes there, number one. So if you are new, you won't go and do something like Tata Salt to start with. Okay. You have to find, I have a theory which I want to put it here right now. Which is, for example, I spoke about the whole truth. There is another brand called Food Farmer, which say that I am making my whole brand democratically, what the customer wants. Even my name, even my packaging, even my campaign, everything is decided by the consumer. Okay. So a lot of new things are coming in the marketplace. So my pet theory today is a good way to start a powerful, bold brand is on the line, I hate X, Y, Z. There is always a place, there are always consumers who are not happy with the leaders, who are not happy with the industry norms, and they hate it. They hate something very strongly. And that's where your brand will come. You say, hey, what people are hating, what people don't want. And then you come and serve those people. So you may come to a new brand tomorrow, and which fits in with this new consumer. Talk to this new housewife, today's housewife, and ask her. Maybe she won't like Tata Salt. Maybe she wants something new in the salt. Maybe she needs a liquid salt. Who said salt should be like a powder? So you try to find out the gap. You try to find out the insight, which nobody is satisfying today, and you create your brand there. So that is how I would put it.
Okay, sir. And as you said that like you need to know your customers at this point, but after Tata has got the market share and the customer satisfaction from the customers, so for them now people won't complain. But for some new brand which is introducing, for them they'll still try to be like, you know, there's something when there is nothing. Like actually the product is perfect, but still they will be like, I will like to go for Tata because of the brand.
Let me tell you, if you are coming new, start think radically, and start with the conviction that, and I'm telling you, no brand is perfect. No brand is perfect.
True.
No brand is perfect. I have done so much research for some very big brands. You go to the customers, they will creep. They will creep.
But sir, no one says it. People still will buy that particular same product, but they will not say anything towards it.
People creep. And we have to provoke them to creep. We have to provoke them. We have to that's what I'm saying. There are things which you won't find in any other world, but consumer will talk about it. Either if they are not happy with if they are happy with the salt itself, क्या packaging है, distribution ठीक है क्या, pricing ठीक है क्या, कुछ तो गड़बड़ होगा, कोई देवता नहीं है यहाँ पर. Let me tell you this. Okay.
So I'll just add to what Puneet just said, and this is probably a golden rule for any new brands, right? Whenever you are thinking about launching a new brand, or you are a marketer and you've joined a company which wants to launch a new brand, you have to understand 3 basic rules. Very, very easy to remember. And you learn this in your theory also. There is something called as a product life cycle, which has an association with the consumer's association with it, right?
Yes.
So there is something called as early adopters,
yes,
right? What percentage is that? Any idea?
Not very sure about it, but there is like.
It's about 10%,
Yeah.
okay? Those are your early adopters. The best part about human mind is that usko kuch na kuch naya try karna hota hai.
True.
And among these, the people who will definitely try are these 10%. Now in a country like India, out of the 150 crores, 10% is 15 crores. For a new brand, 15 crore audience is good. How do you go about it? One, you've now understood the opportunity. Second step is understanding based on your product's unique point, right? Go and do a quick market survey, meet about 1000 people. उसमें से जो 150 लोग बोलेंगे कि भाई ये थोड़ा अलग है, मुझे इस ब्रांड से प्रॉब्लम है, वो यूनिक प्रॉपर्टी को आप समझ लो, अंडरस्टैंड कर लो, and create one-liner campaign around it, right? The second thing that you learn is that apart from those 150, there'll be at least another 100 who are detractors, like Puneet just said, right? So another 10% will be detractors who are not really happy with the brand. That also you will get in your survey. So you've got 250 out of 1000, which means 25%, which means India ke population mein, you've got more than 30 crore, almost 25 to 30 crore people who are willing to try your brand. Based on your survey, you've got your understanding what they want. Just communicate for the next 1 year, only that thing that your product has that. Nothing else. Keep on hammering that, right? That's the third step. Keep on hammering that same communication, alag-alag tarike se, to the customer, nothing else. Naya try karne jaoge, innovation try karne jaoge, in your communication, don't do that. Hammer that same thing for 1 continuous year. So as I said, one, understand your audience, it is there, opportunity is there. Second, understand your customers' requirements, put that in your communication, hammer it for 1 year. You will be able to launch a brand which is at least sustainable for the next 3 years. Tab aapko, then you'll have to again, like Puneet said, innovate something new again in your brand. So as your product reaches maturity cycle, again innovate something, you go a little bit up again. So you have to follow your theory, implement it with your practical learnings on ground, and your product will never die even after launching it as a new niche product in a very, very competitive market like salt.
On a lighter note, you're a Gen Z. So if you're launching your product, immediately launch it. Uska naam de do Nepal ka namak.
I'll just give you 1 or 2 examples to add to this, right? When look at what Apple did, right? There were machines in the market. They were personal machines. They were the market leader, right? There's always a place to dethrone the leader, right? Puneet was talking about there is nothing like a perpetual position. There's always perpetual beta, right? Second example, up until maybe early 2000s, all of us, some of us would have had an email on the domain rediffmail.com, right? Gmail came and disrupted that. We all were happy with Rediff, right? We used to forward those long chains of email which forward nahi kiya 10 log ko to someone in Ghana will not be happy, right? But we all did that. But Gmail changed the equation. You should go and read up what it did. And even as recently as an example that Pratham also asked, till up until now, we were all very happy with what Google search gave us. We would search, we would find 10 listings, we would click on it, we would read, get our answer, and say, okay, come back to the second listing, isme kya alag hai, right? OpenAI changed that. I said, you don't have to do all the analysis, I will do it, I will crawl and I will give you the answer that you want. There's always a place to dethrone the topper. And here's the kicker. I would want you to think for yourself, what is it that can potentially dethrone what ChatGPT is doing right now? Can you think of something? If that comes out true in next 2 or 3 years, you should give yourself a pat on your back. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
So I would add just to support what he has said, and giving you an example of TCS. When TCS, for example, when you look at it, we are around $35 billion organization, but the IT organization is almost a 1 trillion. Now, look at where we are. And while we might be big in India and North America, there are so many countries where we don't exist, right? So how do we actually enter over there? And it's exactly the same. There are already players who are there. They are established over there, but we still have to make our mark. So how do we find our differentiation? How do we ensure that we, like others are saying, how do we ensure that we go at the top? We show where we can make a value. What is it that we can add? And then we introduce ourselves over there. We can start small, but we have to go over there.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I'll end this with, since we are all from Mumbai, new brand entry na is like boarding a local train. हर एक के लिए एक जगह रहती है, 3 fingers रहते हैं, एक थोड़ा सा toe रहता है. So first, cling on to that bandwagon. फिर थोड़ा सा अगले स्टेशन में कुछ लोग उतरेंगे, you will go further in. Then अगले स्टेशन में कुछ so करते 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 by the time you're traveling from Borivali to Churchgate, somewhere in Dadar or Elphinstone, you will get a place to sit. So that is what the brand management is all about.
Wow, that's so beautiful way of, you know, putting it across.
Thank you so much, sir.
Great. What's your name?
Ma'am, my name is Zuxis.
Great. Thank you so much for one amazing question.
Thank you, ma'am.
And we would just have only last question. Who's the lucky one? There's somebody here in the lead. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So yesterday, there was a link shared on a group about filling the form for the specialization, and I'm kind of interested in marketing, and I have a career-wise question. Can I do that? Ask you a question about career, not related to a brand or company, but career wala. Is it fine? Yeah. So the thing is, what I want to do in my life. So I want to talk to the people who are doing really good in their life, like someone who is at a higher position, CM, prime ministers, politicians, the leaders like businessmen, CEOs, founders. I want to talk to them. I want to talk to the people so that I will get something, and I want to host conferences, talk in front of a crowd, do public speaking. And I want to do this internationally. I want to travel as well. I want to stay at a luxurious hotel, enjoy my life, and feel that I am doing something really good every single day of my life. This is what I want. But I do not know how I will do it because I'm in first year. I do not have the people who will guide me. So I thought I could use this opportunity to ask the people who are there in this field. So my question is, within this 2 years, what I could do, the courses, or anything like skills or whatever it is, within these 2 years, and after these 2 years, what I could do, like which companies or which position it is. I don't even know what is this called. So this is what I want, but I do not know what is the position or the skills which I will need, or like after this MBA, there is something like placements, like so in placement there are sales and other things na. So I thought I can do sales. I was good at it, but this is what I want to do in my life.
Sure, understood.
Yeah, so
Understood
that's
your
my
question. Prabjot, it's been a while, I guess, if you would like to address and
thanks. I see a lot of audience sleeping. Okay, so long question, but I think the analogy of this question is that you want to know what you should be doing to get a better career wherein you can enjoy your life.
Exactly.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah, correct.
Gen Z question.
Correct. Okay, so see, there are different, as I said during my speak also, that the kaleidoscope, it shows different patterns. It actually depends on the person. What stage or what are you thinking, your career to build upon? I think there are different streams, and I was actually chatting with Puneet that आज की डेट में engineering करना या MBA करना या doctorate करना are not the only 3 degrees that you have. Yeah? You can master anything. Today, if you are getting trained in management, it is not that you will become a CEO or you'll become an entrepreneur or you want to get into a management role. Right? It depends on what interests you. So start building that interest in case if you're a first year student or a second year student, start building that interest. As I said, start something of your own. Become an entrepreneur now, right? Whatever ideas pops up in your mind, ये chat GPT, everything, ये सब आपको support function है. And good, and we are all talking about technology. Is it scary? No, it is not. It is actually a boon for us that we are a part and parcel of this entire transformation, right? So take it on your thing that, but you need to think. The idea needs to be built around what you are thinking. It cannot be told by me or anybody sitting here. The intent should be there in you, and the idea needs to be there. And the support function will always be there. What are you, for example, you watch Shark Tank? Yeah? Shark Tank, what are they doing? In fact, there's new show coming in called Idea Buzz. Abhi aane wala Zee TV pe. What they are doing is that aapko koi bhi idea hai, just bring that idea and they'll fund you, right? So, but you need to be prepared and you need to come up with an idea ki what exactly the idea is. Usko bada banna, chota banna, as Sachin also said, just cling it around. एक बार आप चढ़ो तो उस ब्रांड वैगन में आगे कितना जाना है वो आपके इंटेंट पे और क्लैरिटी पे डिपेंड करता है. या सो देर इज़ नो टिक मार्क टू इट कि आपका करियर कैसे बनेगा, क्या बनना चाहते हो. इट इज़ एक्चुअली ऑन यू, व्हाट इंटरेस्ट यू, बिल्ड आइडियाज अराउंड इट, स्टार्ट डूइंग इट नाउ. डोंट वेट कि मेरा MBA कंप्लीट हो गया एंड देन आई विल स्टार्ट डूइंग एंड देन आई गेट प्लेस इनटू सम career. In fact, if you start now, you will actually have an upper edge, over the rest of the people sitting here. Yeah, to cling to that brand wagon soon. That's it.
I'll just add to what Prabjot said. That's a wonderful answer, Prabjot. That's exactly what we all need to do. So I also get asked this question a lot of times by a lot of my new subordinates and joinees, right? कि सर आपकी तरह वर्ल्ड ट्रैवल करना है, आपकी तरह केबिन में बैठ के टीम लीड करना है, बड़े बड़े फाउंडर्स के साथ मिलना जुलना रखना है and all that, right? That's a dream of every student who is stepping out in the world of or making their career, world of profession, world of corporate, right? But as Prabjot rightly said, first identify what interests you. Is it marketing? Is it finance? Is it HR, right? Because you are here, I'm talking that language. And once you know what interests you, definitely, बिना effort के आप उसको study करके उसमें marks अच्छे ला पाते हो, that is your interest, okay? Once you've identified that, just keep on specializing on that for the next 10 years, even after you enter the corporate world. And as we said at the start of this session, every 6 months something new comes up in your field. Be it HR, be it finance, be it marketing, be it operations, anything, right? Keep on learning that new thing. Regularly be updated on that. The moment you have mastered that, and mind you, this will not come in the first year itself. Success will not come in the first year. 10 साल घिसानी पड़ेगी. आप लोग की भाषा में बोल रहा हूँ. गंदी घिसानी पड़ेगी. 10 साल घिसा लोगे. You've mastered, you've kept continuously upskilled yourself. You will be sitting with founders. If you are really smarter enough, you'll be probably meeting the CMs or PMs of the world also, and also traveling the world. This is definitely possible, nothing is impossible. You have to master one particular area of expertise. Even in marketing for that matter, I have, for example, mastered only digital marketing, nothing else. I don't know offline marketing as much as I know digital marketing. But I have mastered it so much that I am in demand across. I'm not talking about myself as Mehul, as someone who's an expert, but I have mastered it, right? And likewise, every one of you who's sitting here talking to you proudly has achieved that in life, in their area of specialization. Master only one small skill, continuously upgrade it, and you'll be successful.
So I beg to differ a bit with Mehul on this point, actually. So, see, again, I'm coming from a technology company. Ideally, we call something called as a T factor, which is a depth and a breadth. You have to have a depth, like Mehul said, on a particular skill, but that wouldn't make you market ready. You have to have the breadth of various aspects and then identify which is that area that actually makes you go further, and then build the depth into that particular thing. So that's how even everybody within our organization is actually measured your T factor, your depth and the breadth of your knowledge. That is what will help you know where you are interested to go in and then take you ahead.
Can I just add maybe one or two small? First of all, it's not easy to ask a question that you have and the way you have. So kudos to you for that. It shows you're not afraid to project yourself. One thing, or maybe a couple of things I would strongly recommend is A, find some role model, right? Read within your network, read the people or the kind of people you mentioned about, read about them. Just don't read what they have achieved. Read how did they achieve it. There's a lot to learn in the process, right? How is important. And second, sooner than later, try and get yourself a trustable mentor. Because you need some outside in person to tell you honestly, hey, I want to work hard, but actually am I setting some milestones and working towards it, or am I taking it maybe too seriously or too lightly? Those are two factors that I would love to share with you.
Great. Thank you.
I would like to. So first of all, I would answer it little bit differently. Though it is the same, but the perspective is different. I'm a creative person. Okay. And I want to give you this perspective because I was an engineering graduate. Then I did my MBA in marketing. But finally I became a writer. And what I want to tell you is कि सबसे पहले तो ये देखो तुम्हारा कीड़ा क्या है. कीड़ा क्या है? वो कीड़ा जो तुमको काटते ही रहता है, मतलब तुमको सोने नहीं देता है. I always tell people वो क्या है कि तुमको कोई पैसा नहीं देगा, शाबाशी नहीं देगा, तब भी तुम तो करोगे ही करोगे. I think what is that thing that will take you much ahead. And then try to amplify it. So once you know your कीड़ा, then you go to your mentor. Then you do courses, whatever, but first of all find out. So for doing that, we have to do a lot of stupid things, make a lot of mistakes, and then you will know what is that thing that I love to do, even when people laugh at me, even when I get nothing out of it. Even if I get, I'm very sorry to say this in an institute, but even if I get bad grades, because I'm not, I did my engineering, but I'm telling you, one day before the exam, I was reading some novel by some author. That was my kida. I wanted to be a writer, perhaps. And that's how, and because I did MBA, many times what happens, because I did MBA, I liked marketing, and I said, hey, marketing and writing, how can they come together? And then I said, advertising is a good place. I would become a copywriter. Became a copywriter. Now, number two, I was a Hindi copywriter. When I started in this world, Hindi copywriters were basically translators. But one wonderful thing happened, and that's why I want to stress it, is I was a Hindi translator in Lintas. It used to be called Lintas that time. And a marketing brief came there. No, not a marketing brief, a campaign came there. ये अंग्रेजी का हिंदी में करते भाई. And I asked them, what is the brief? What is the positioning statement? And they said, अबे यार तेरे को translate करने का है, तू इतने सब सवाल क्यों पूछ रहा है? I said, ये अगर यूपी में जाएगा तो भाषा अलग होगी. अगर ये नई दुनिया में छपेगा इंदौर में तो भाषा अलग होगी. I need to know my target audience. And then some very big shot account director came to meet me and he said, I was a little kid that time. He said, क्या चाहिए तेरे को? Come brief दे मेरे को, brief. He was so happy. He said, yaar, my English writers, they don't understand my audience. So they create whatever in English. And I have got you who understand marketing briefs. So I would give you a brief and please throw this in the dustbin, this campaign, create something original for me.
Wow.
And that's where then I was noticed by people and I started getting original work and that's how my career launched. So what I'm saying here, and in those initial years, I went to one workshop by Prahlad Kakkad. And in that workshop, there were some 5-10 creative people, all English writers. I was the only one who was Hindi writer. And he gave us some film and he said, write a narration. And I narrated in Hindi, and I narrated so well, and so all other people, because Hindi is an emotional language.
Yes,
And
yes,
you can
absolutely.
express it much better in Hindi when you're talking to the Hindi audience.
People
They say,
feel
"Oh, you got
connect
an-"
with your regional language. Yes, absolutely.
So they
Great.
said, this guy has an advantage because he's a Hindi copywriter. All these years I was thinking, my God, I'm a translator, but now I have an advantage. So what I'm saying is, find out your kida, amplify it, work on it, and also be proud of it. Because I was a Hindi copywriter, in the initial years, my boss was Kiran Khalap, who took me to Unilever. No senior writers, English writers were going there. So I think this is what I want to say. Be proud of your kida, proud of your strength, and work upon it.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So it's we're ending this session, right?
Yes, yes.
So Ben, your question, and this is applicable to each one of you. There are no free lunches in the world. बाहर बहुत ज़्यादा संघर्ष है. Till UG, you had fun. 2 years of management is a serious business. The party is over. And I will end by, since we are talking about Hindi, हमारे कवि है रामधारी सिंह दिनकर, which is applicable to you. युद्ध नहीं जिनके जीवन में, वो भी कितने अभागी होंगे, या तो प्रण को तोड़ा होगा या फिर रण से भागे होंगे.
Great, great, great. This is really amazing questions coming from the audience, from this young generation who are finding their way to make their presence in this world and getting this exposure of the knowledge from each one of you, from the creative director, from the Radio Mirchi. We didn't speak much about, like, listening to where, still in this AI, people still, prefer listen to radio, and it is really making a lot of impact from print media, and of course from Mehul and from, Vivek, and from technology, right, from Shilpa. So it is really amazing session, and thank you so much for each one of you for patiently listening and participating. Really appreciate. A big round of applause for all of you.
Today's panel discussion proved to be an amalgamation of diverse and rich experience sharing, thus helping us understand the following. Over the past decade, consumer behavior and technology have transformed drastically. Attention spans have dropped from 18 seconds to just 5 seconds, changing how we engage audiences. Continuous learning is essential. Keep learning to keep improving. Also, a special thanks to our hydration partner, Brani, for their refreshing support.
And now, I request Professor Ritu Kashyap ma'am, HOD Marketing, to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you everyone. Before I formally proceed for vote of thanks, I would definitely like to tell one thing, that it was an interesting panel discussion really. So thank you all of to you. Kudos rather to all of you. The way you all have replied to the students' queries and the, experiences which you have shared with the students, I'm sure that they had definitely got some insight. So, but within the timeline, I have to definitely proceed for the vote of thanks. So, formal vote of thanks for all of you. So, as we come to the close of this insightful and inspiring marketing conclave, which is Marketing Kaleidoscope, Building Bold, Sustainable, and Tech-enabled Strategies for the evolving market ecosystem. It is my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of the entire marketing department of TGBS and the fraternity. Now, before I proceed further, first and foremost thing which I would like to tell is our deepest gratitude to our esteemed panel of experts, Mr. Prabjot Khera, Mr. Sachin Phansekar, Mr. Mehul Raja, Ms. Shilpa Vitinkar, Mr. Vivek Shah, and Mr. Puneet Bhatnagar, along with Miss Sweetie Nathwani. So thank you for being there and for sharing their valuable time and experiences and thought-provoking insights. Your perspectives have truly enriched our understanding for how marketing continues to evolve in today's time and the technology-driven environment. Now, a special word of appreciation to our director ma'am, Dr. Shuchi Gautam ma'am, and the management for their constant encouragement and support in making such academic industry interactions possible. Really, we have gained a lot of guidance, and they are always there for us in terms of giving us an open-ended hand in terms of going ahead with all my ideas and all thoughtful the behind-the-scene work. A special word of appreciation to my colleagues, both teaching and non-teaching staff, for their seamless coordination and teamwork behind the scene. Your dedication and meticulous efforts have been the backbone of today's success. Now, a special mention to of gratitude to our IT team and support staff who work tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure everything which ran smoothly. You have truly been the strong pillars of this foundation, ensuring that every technical and logistic details are being managed flawlessly. And of course, a big round of applause to our student volunteers. The energy, the creativity, and the commitment which they have displayed is really, really remarkable. And they have added life and vibrancy to this event undoubtedly. Finally, a sincere thank to each one of you who all are present here as an audience for being an engaging and enthusiastic part of this Marketing Conclave 2K25. Now, with this, let us carry forward the ideas and inspiration which are shared with us today by our esteemed guest and continue to build marketing strategies that are not only bold and innovative, but also sustainable and inclusive. So thank you once again and have a wonderful day ahead.
I request all the students to be seated for the trophy and certificate distribution.